Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. What's up,
Hey,
Kyler?
Ned. Hey, everyone. Merry Christmas. I feel like I should have gotten some hot chocolate before we started this today. You're way ahead of me, as usual.
It's not hot chocolate, it's coffee. I'm not a big hot chocolate person. It's like too sweet.
It is. That's my sweet spot. No pun intended. Is sugar. Tons and tons of sugar.
I mean, I love sugar. Don't get me wrong, but not in my beverages. Like, I'm very limited on how much sweet beverage I can handle. You know those like espresso cups, or those called like demi-tasses? That's about as much hot chocolate as I want.
Totally.
Beyond that, I'm done. It's too sweet.
I grew up on Mountain Dew, so I am I'm evolved. I'm ready for the. Yeah, no, not anymore. Because the dentist is expensive, it turns out.
I don't like that. We can't see the background. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Well, for those who are watching, sound off in the comments. What is your favorite Christmas beverage? Because mine is definitely not hot chocolate. I really like eggnog, which is, I know it's sweet, but also same amount. Like, I want a punch cup worth of eggnog, and that's it.
Just a,
for like
a
the
sipper
year.
shot. Just a. Yeah.
I also don't really like real eggnog, but the Silk brand, that's like, almond based or whatever, that one's actually pretty delicious, and it doesn't have eggs in it, which makes me feel more comfortable.
Absolutely. We just got some at Costco, and I just see it each time I open the fridge now, and I'm like, I want to drink that today. And Lindsay keeps saying, no, it's for Christmas. You can't keep eggnog the whole month because of the eggs once you open it. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. And she was like, which is the right answer, the safe answer.
This is why you buy Silk Nog, because it doesn't have eggs in it, and it doesn't go bad for a really long time.
I can sip it all month. That out. That sounds great. Silk, if you're out there and if you want to sponsor our podcast, let us know.
Yeah, give us a ring. Awesome. We're also wearing our Christmas sweaters. You can't really see mine. It's Santa. He's riding a dinosaur.
Amazing.
That's what we need in this world. Santa's riding dinosaurs. What do you have?
GitHub Christmas sweater.
Oh my God. You have out-nerded me.
I was amazing. I got it at GitHub Universe a couple years ago. They give you a $50 gift card for the little company store when you're a speaker, and this was $49.99. So,
that's perfect.
And I apologize to everyone I cut in line in front of, because we were running to our talk. Like, we had to go, and I was going to wear this to the talk, obviously. So, sorry, y'all, but it was worth it.
Sorry, not sorry. What was your talk on? What did you deliver?
I migrated 1,500 repositories from an on-prem Jenkins Bitbucket server, which we used to be called Stash, and to GitHub. And so it's a very GitHub-y story where we now give them lots of money and turned on all their services. And they were like, great, tell everyone about it. But I wrote dozens of tools to integrate with our authentication and figure out repo policies, and I wrote a whole tool called GitHub Cop that I run nightly, and it sets all of our policies everywhere. And now you have repo policies from GitHub that will do that for you. But back in the day, young whippersnapper, that didn't exist, and I wrote it myself.
It's so funny, how many helper scripts end up becoming features of the next release for something. They're watching. They're
100%.
Tracking what people are doing. And they're like, ooh, that's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe we should roll that out.
Honestly, I do that with our TAMs. I'm just I wrote this thing because your platform, there's a gap. Can you do it so I don't have to maintain this stupid bash script I wrote at 9 o'clock at night because I was really annoyed? Please, that'd be great. So I don't mind that too much.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you should mind. That's exactly what you just said. Now you're on the hook for maintaining that script in perpetuity.
Yep.
Forget that. That's no good. Somebody else build it and maintain it for me. That's why we pay you money.
I wonder if that's why companies give stuff away to the Linux Foundation. We built it, we lended our credence to it, and now you can maintain it. Like the MCP, with Anthropic just gave away the MCP protocol to the Linux Foundation earlier this week, I think.
Yeah, giving it away to Linux Foundation doesn't guarantee that resources will be dedicated to maintain it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So not the benefit.
No, I think the idea is to shift the governance over to a more equitable scenario. At least that's the idea. But the actual development, like, I don't think the Linux Foundation provides any development resources, just like a framework and governance for that project, and then that whole like graduation process. I think that's what's really included, and I think they help you with trademarks and stuff too.
Well, that's cool. That's interesting. I love it. It's clearly winning, you know, MCP is winning. I see Anthropic skills coming, but it's just they're not there yet and nobody supports them. So MCPs are the winner.
All right. I mean, it's what I use, so it's what I know.
Yeah. If it just works, and it does mostly with like one click, like I'm sold.
So, we had some good episodes come out recently. The Dina Solus one was a little meandering, but
yeah,
I think we sat on a lot of interesting points. I'm curious if anybody out there in streaming land had the opportunity to listen to that one. If you did, let us know. Trying to think of like one of the big points. I guess it was really about like how valuable all of your skills are in their totality, and not just the technical ones too. How valuable all of your experience is to the person you are today.
Absolutely. And that's what you see if you pay attention on the job. That like the super seniors, your staff engineers at the top, they're talking all day. They're not programming all day. And it's because you need to steer an org, you need to generate consensus, you need to watch the market. None of that stuff is programming. None of that stuff is being really good at C#. And so it's just something you need to build. And she established this hierarchy of how you start, just like, you know, you're struggling to learn Python, and that's the hard part of your job. And then once you get that down, you start to learn the org structure and what strings can you pull to get things done. And then you start to pay attention to maybe the C level and what's happening outside the organization. And that's how you move up. Your sort of frame of reference changes. And maybe I'm giving away too much, but that was it. She goes into a lot of depth there, and it was a really wonderful conversation.
No, that sums it up really nicely. I'm curious for you, what skills do you think you acquired, or what experience did you acquire outside of the tech world that suddenly became oddly relevant? Do you have a good example?
I do. So I was always intended to be a librarian. That was that's my formal education. That was my plan in life, and I never actually know anything. I never do. But I'm very confident sounding, and I'm very good at finding things on the internet. Like, that's a librarian skill. You know the right tools, you know the right places to look. That is 90% of programming in my experience. You just have to find stuff. So the librarian skill set is very applicable to being a software engineer. What about you?
I mean, interestingly, my mother is a librarian, so that same skill set was delivered to me and hammered into me at a very young age. So this idea of like knowing how to go and find references and then validate those references, that was huge. Like, I knew how to use a card catalog when I was like 6. It's just like, it's part of my life. You know, we'd go to the public library almost every weekend, or for story time or whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's one skill. I guess the other skill that unexpectedly helped me in my career was being in a lot of bands when I was a teenager. Being the front person for a lot of bands, I should say. So,
okay, you've got the personality, Ned. I can see it.
Well, choosing to do that and getting comfortable being up on stage helped me when it comes to public speaking, really. Yeah. And so much of, as you progress in your career, becomes more and more about speaking in front of groups of people, whether that's at a conference, like that's definitely a case, but like also just standing up in front of a group of your peers and presenting an idea. And not that I never get nervous, I still get nervous, but it's once I'm there, I'm kind of getting the zone, and I feel pretty confident about it. And I think that was an unexpected benefit. I would have never have thought, like when I was 17 in this stupid metal band, that yelling into a microphone then would directly translate to me talking into a microphone now, essentially.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was raised on this idea that if you're the smartest, you'll win, which is so naive. I had no idea. When I was 15, I was like, that's obviously like the smartest people are in charge, which is just not true. But that's also not a guarantee of success. The best way to make things happen is to talk to people and get them on the same page and marching the same direction, you know? And that requires a little bit of je ne sais quoi, a little bit of convincing people and being a little bit funny sometimes and presenting your ideas and getting people to say, oh yeah, I get it. That makes sense. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't understand very early on in my career. I thought it was all about the technology. And I'm sure some people watching have similar stories where you got into this because you love the tech. Like, I loved the tactile, sense of digging my hands into the computer and pulling out components and then testing them on a board and seeing like, oh, this thing is fried or whatever. Even then, like assembling computers, putting things in racks. I kind of missed that tactile portion of things. But I was so into technology. And then, I got my first job as help desk, and it turned out that like the most important skills you have on help desk are listening and troubleshooting. Because you're going to get these wacky calls where the person doesn't know the right words to use and is trying to describe a situation that they may have caused. So they're also maybe hiding stuff from you.
And they're not asking the right questions, of course, because they don't know the terminology and they don't know like the why. The why makes no sense to them. They just know the what. This is the color of the screen. It keeps blinking for some reason. And you have to figure out like, why did we get here? Because that's the human gap, that human part. That's what you need to understand.
And being on help desk in a remote position where you can't put your hands on the keyboard and you can't see exactly what they're seeing, you have to get people who are non-technical to describe things to you and then make inferences about when they say, this was so common, people would say there's something wrong with the computer. And when they're talking about the computer, they're talking about the monitor. They're not actually talking about the tower that's like sitting down below or is like mounted behind it. And so if you tell them to turn the computer off and on again, they'll turn off the monitor and turn it back on.
Yep.
And that was just one of those things like other people on help desk would tell that one to you because they'd be like, this happens all the time.
Yeah.
If you tell them to turn off the computer, tell them exactly what to turn off. Don't just assume that they know what the computer is because they don't.
No, of course they don't. Yeah. If like I needed help with accounting, I would ask the wrong questions too.
Absolutely.
That's not my wheelhouse or, law or whatever. Like, I would say the wrong questions and need help from the experts too. So, and that's just such an applicable skill. This is sort of a cynical, nihilistic way to think about the world, but I think that eventually we all kind of burn out from software engineering. You have to love it to make it a career. And even if you do, it can still be really hard. It's hard to think like a computer all day. And when you do, you'll take all your skills, and go be a baker. And you'll make cupcakes or something. But like, that's one of those applicable skills, talking to people, chatting, learning about their day and their challenges and how to fix them. That's useful.
I'd love to hear anybody else's stories of either help desk or like troubleshooting, because those are always the most fascinating ones where it's like the leaps of logic or the assumptions that people make. It's always wild. Like when, I don't know, my in-laws think they have a problem with their computer and it's like disastrous. And it's like, no, you just accidentally hit scroll lock. and they're like, why doesn't anything navigate right anymore? And they don't say navigate. It's just, it doesn't work. It's broken.
It's broken. Yeah. The computer's broken.
And I mean, the scroll lock key should be banished from existence. Because all it does is make things harder. But like, yeah, it was something that stupid where it's just like they'd hit scroll lock by accident and now things were like toggling weird and they didn't know what to do about it.
Yep, absolutely. There's so many unintuitive UXs that you don't even see because it makes sense to you. You're a computer engineer. Of course, the like task manager makes sense.
Yeah, when you walk up to a UI and you just have an intuitive sense, like you know that the 3 horizontal lines, that's an expandable menu. And like that's design language we've all mostly gotten used to at this point. But if you put someone brand new in front of that UX that had never interacted with a modern user environment, they wouldn't know that that's a menu. And if you told them it's the hamburger, they just look at you blankly. They don't see a hamburger on screen.
That's not a hamburger, and it's not a hot dog, Ned. It's neither of those.
This is not a hot dog. Well, they're right. It's not. Oh, but yeah, I do miss sort of the tactile portion of technology. I don't know if that was ever a big thing for you, or if you were more on like the writing code side of things.
No, I used to. So network engineering is where I kind of came up. I mean, originally it was like Best Buy, and then it was tier 1, and then it was network engineering. And network engineers, like, you're in the closet, it's dusty, there's spiders back there, and you're running cables, and you have to like, then you get the poof of dust, you know?
Oh yeah.
But you're hanging the racks, and you pinch your fingers and that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. I miss it, doing stuff, and I don't. Software engineers don't go visit the data center very often. I'm not racking switches anymore. I'm writing code and I'm clicking a button that says new EC2 instance. And then I'm like, oh, we watch the wizard go now. So you really lose a lot of that tactile stuff. And I think that's one of the reasons the lingo for all this stuff is very tactile. I'm going to hammer the service. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to, I don't know, pound the load balancer, and you need that. Human brains like tactile stuff, and software engineers don't get it. So,
oh, that's a really good point. I never thought of that the language almost reveals an affinity or a preference for physical actions.
Yeah,
like we push and pull code from remote repositories, right?
Yep.
You don't download it, you pull it down.
Pull it to your computer. This is a linguistics and humanism lesson today. We've also talked about philosophy and existentialism and nihilism. This is great. I love these Friday calls because we don't have to stick to any topics. We can just go off in left field. It's my favorite day.
I think it's the perfect thing for the holidays and sort of the end of the year when you're feeling like you want to wax philosophical anyway.
Yeah. Many of our recordings recently have intentionally been a little looser than normal. Ned and I made that choice on purpose to be more about the people experience and about the joy we all find talking together and building stuff together. And you know, in the new year, we'll probably get back onto like, you know, how eBPF works and how it now can do processor jails, which I want to find out more about. So if you know about that, let us know.
Man, you said a lot of words there, and I'm just nodding along.
There are things out there that we're going to zoom in on, but for now, for this like holiday season, we're all just kind of making it through, right? We're just going to make it to January, and then our new projects will start with our new budget.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah. When you were a child, were you really into like Legos or Tinker Toys or something along those lines?
Legos, I loved it. Legos are so good for kids.
Ooh, and we're gonna get some hate comments that it's Lego. I know it's Lego. They're Lego
bricks. Did I say it wrong? Lego bricks? Oh.
It's Lego, not Legos. It can't be plural for those who are feeling pedantic.
I'm so sorry. For anyone typing on their keyboard, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I got lambasted by a Lego purist, and I will never forget it.
Like, oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hey, Shishant.
Shishant, hope you're doing well. Maybe Shishant knows about the Lego versus Legos thing too.
Or if you want to tell us some stories about your help desk days or your data center days. We don't get that much anymore, and we miss it.
No. I've got like a little half rack in the room next door that's got like 4 servers in it, and I don't really use it at all. I keep coming up with like new ideas, and I get about halfway through implementing them, and then I remember why hardware is such a pain.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Plex server. That's my current. I use a little Shield Pro for a Plex server, but I'm thinking like I could build a NAS. I could have a little LAN here.
Oh yeah, I have. I forget what the Drobo, maybe it's a Drobo box that has a bunch of storage, and the controller on board is capable of running a Plex server in a container, so I don't actually have to have like a separate Plex server.
That's awesome. I love it, especially as we're starting to see, I don't know, all the services conglomerate again and the prices go up. We're going to be back to cable. In 2026 is going to be the year of cable again, but cable's on the internet and you log into it.
I mean,
and it's $100 a month.
I'm already paying way more than I ever did for cable. So I think that ship has sailed, but I like the idea of, I have all these DVDs sitting in like a Case Logic binder in the attic, and I should just bust them out and rip them all to my Plex server, which from my understanding is legal because it's like making a backup.
I think it is. I'm 90% sure you won't go to jail because of your comments just now.
Well, no, it's funny. Like, I have all the Harry Potter movies, for example, or I have all the Lord of the Rings movies and stuff. And I don't get those DVDs out. I just go to like HBO Max or whatever and watch it because it's so much more convenient. But if I actually took the time to put it on my Plex server, then I wouldn't have to worry if HBO Max gets merged into Netflix and suddenly I don't have access to that movie back catalog anymore.
Yep, absolutely. I have been digitizing my childhood VHS tapes, and it has been so fun. This tactileness of these tight little sleeves. And my little 4-year-old was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's a movie, but I know you don't know what that means. There's a movie in it." So I almost poofed into dust from being so old there for a minute.
Oh my God. Just the sound of you pulling the VHS cassette out of the sleeve took me back like 30 years. For real.
All the good Disney movies, all the good stuff from the movie store that we don't do. I miss that. That was a cultural touchstone that I missed.
Well, yeah. I mean, going to Blockbuster and hoping they still had the movie you wanted in the store. I don't miss the late fees though.
Yep. Yeah, even Redbox I miss. I think it still exists in some places, but
to bring it all the way back around, your local library has a collection of physical items that you can check out, including DVDs and CDs and books on tape, as well as digital assets through, what is it called? Cloud Library.
Yeah.
So you might already be paying for all these things through your local taxes, and you should reap the benefits of that.
Yeah. Tablets too. We've started to see those pop up. They have games preloaded, and it's great because kids get tired of stuff in a week. So that's how long you check it out for, and then you give it away.
Oh, that's a very good point. I've also seen like lawn equipment start appearing in some libraries.
Lawn equipment?
Yeah. I know that sounds bizarre, but like, think about some of the stuff that you need for lawn care, and you only need it like one day out of the year, but it just sits in your garage for the other 364.
Totally.
So it almost makes sense. Like, why not have it, like, give it to a lending library and just let them like loan out your, I don't know, what's the thing you push for the grass, like a cedar or whatever?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
You're going to use that once a year, maybe twice. Like, why do you have that sitting in your garage taking up space, right?
Libraries are the best.
Oh, they really are. Oh, I can like smell the wood and the books if I just think about a library. Like, it's very vivid memories for me.
Yep. That's where I was raised. Those were good days.
Did your library card, mine, it was like a cardboard card, but it had one piece of metal, like a tang of metal in the card, because the way when you would check out books.
Cool. No, I grew up outside a town of 70, so they just knew everyone. You would just say hi, and then you'd say, "I'm taking 2," and they'd say, "Okay."
Oh my God, I love it. My town wasn't that big, but the way that it worked is they had this machine that they would put your library card in, and then they would take the card from the book and drop that card in, and it would punch your metal plate against the checkout card. So it would have like your ID and the date on it for when the book was checked out. And that was so super cool. And obviously that doesn't happen anymore. It's all digital. But again, getting like that, I can almost smell the metal it was made out of, like, and I can feel it on my fingers, that tactile thing. I keep coming back to that. I don't know why.
Maybe that's why people have those clicky-clacky keyboards too, because you just need it. You need some feedback.
I just got a new keyboard. Did I tell you that?
Is it a clicky-clacky one? Surely not.
No, it's not. It's this one.
That's cool.
It's the Logi MX Keys S keyboard. I had a similar HP one that I've had for probably over 10 years at this point. It's just an HP wireless keyboard, and it just worked for 10 years. Ugh. And then the period key started like not registering sometimes.
And nothing's more annoying than it sometimes. If it was all the time, you would know. But it's sometimes
assigned it to a different key with like a macro.
There's this maxim that like nothing's worse than slow internet. Like you would rather have no internet than slow internet because it makes you crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. Ishan said in India, there are some apps that provide all the services at home, like half an hour haircutting. Okay.
That is super cool.
Oh, and he said he likes my keyboard. I made it myself.
You did not.
No.
Oh, that I would believe it. You're multi-talented, so I would believe it.
That is not one of my talents. But I have really been like, the only thing that's been driving me a little bit crazy is the keys are in slightly different spots, especially the home and the end key. And so I keep accidentally hitting the page down instead of end because they're in the opposite areas. And so I just have to retrain my muscle memory. But that's like, there's nothing wrong with the keyboard. It's me.
Totally. Well, while you're at it, just go right to Dvorak. I hear you get about a 20% faster speed. And you'd never be able to use anyone else's keyboard again.
Seems like a tremendous downside to that.
It
does. When did you learn to touch type?
10th grade, I think. So I was 15. There was no computer classes in my school. It was just typing. So I had 2 years of touch typing. So I have very good posture, very good typing, because that's all I did for 2 whole years in high school.
That is some serious drudgery right there.
Oh my goodness, but I can type faster than anyone I know. So I guess there's a benefit there. Maybe.
I know. Typing was not a required class in high school for me, and so I just never took it. And so I never really learned the proper typing technique. And it wasn't until I was probably in my mid-20s that I was finally like, I need to learn to touch type. I have to stop looking down at the keyboard.
Totally.
And it was like a painful few weeks where I just refused to look down and just made lots of mistakes for a while until I finally got decent. And I'm still not great. Like, I think that's the sort of thing, if you don't learn it when you're 14 or younger, it's really hard to get it all the way to like your lizard brain. But I type fast enough to be happy with it.
Totally. All the way to your happy birthday brain that you just know it. It's just in there.
Well, I know you have to leave because you have things to do at the half hour.
We're getting a passport for my 4-year-old. We're going on a little cruise, but I didn't realize that kids need passports. Obviously, that's true. Passports were a thing I got when I was like 25. So I didn't know.
I know, right? We had to do that because we took the kids to Canada 2 years ago. So we had to get passports for all 3 of them. And it was actually really nice. The post office by us has a like passport service.
Totally.
So you just go there, they take the pictures there and then like help you if you need help filling out all the paperwork. And then they send it all off. And we had their passports. Everybody was like, it's going to take months. It took 2 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome. Because we're leaving in 3.5 weeks. So,
well, we paid for the expedited processing, so you should probably do that.
Yep. So
yeah, it was not months and months. It was 2 weeks. It's not bad.
Good. Cool. Well, happy Friday and happy holidays, Ned and everybody. I hope it's a nice, relaxing time wherever you're at.
Yeah. And we'll be back in January with more monthly live streams and more episodes of Day 2 DevOps. So stay tuned for that. Until then, Happy New Year.